Alright, since the new Superman movie is coming out, I thought I should do my first ever tier list video. Well, since my old channel was terminated, I am going to be porting copyright warnings just to avoid getting banned again. So with that being said, I'm going to ranking all of these DC movies that Zack Snyder has started before the new Superman movie comes out. Okay, I'm going to be ranking some of them to haven't seen, bad, average, good, great, and amazing. Okay, let's start off with the Man of Steel. Yeah, well, this movie is not my cup of tea for a comic book film. Well, there's nothing much interesting going on with the plot. It was just Superman's rush out origin story and him fighting aliens and stuff. And that's basically the whole story of the movie. And you know what? I gotta say, the action was just too overwhelming. Well, I didn't mind it at times as a kid, but it is just so hard to watch without getting a headache. You barely know what's going on. The CGI made the overused action look bad, and it is very noticeable, and I did not like when Superman killed Zod at the end of the movie. I thought it was pretty out of character of Superman, and that makes no sense to have him be forced to kill in the first movie. So yeah, the Man of Steel is nothing really special for me. Well, there's some people that yikes this movie, but the Man of Steel was pretty average in my book. Batman vs. Superman. Okay, this is the movie that I thought it was worse than the Man of Steel. I was not interested with the plot. The fact of Batman and Superman fighting is pretty stupid and forced, and they only stop fighting because they both have moms with the same names. Well, I had a pretty decent time with the Man of Steel, but with Batman vs. Superman, I was just pretty bored, and the only stuff that I liked from the movie is the action, and the action is not enough to make me like the movie nevertheless. Well, if you would like to learn more of why the Man of Steel didn't work out for me, then go check out my Man of Steel vs. the Iron Man movie video, which I recommend checking it out. So yeah, Batman vs. Superman is trash, and it is without a doubt on bad tier. The Suicide Squad. Okay, the movie is where I first heard of the Suicide Squad, and honestly, I don't really care for them. Like, I thought the Suicide Squad was just a team about a group of generic supervillains that, well, eliminate other supervillains. Yeah, I don't see anything interesting about the Suicide Squad. The movie was entertaining, but I have no interest of watching it again. Average. Okay, Wonder Woman. Well, it was a good movie. Period. The Justice League. Okay, this is the movie that I personally think it was better than Batman vs. Superman. Well, I don't think it is as good as the Avengers movies, but it was at least entertaining. But this movie only got good when the 4 hours deleted scene cut Justice League version came along. Average, but at its best. Aquaman. Okay, I thought this movie was very good. Like, it was an underwater type film you can experience. Like, the whole world of Atlantis is beautiful. Okay, although it is not my favorite DC movie, because the story overall is generic, and there's one thing what this movie made a big mistake out of. I thought Aquaman was a bit wasted during his fight with Black Manta. Okay, well sure, I get that Black Manta has like a weapon that can hurt Aquaman, but Aquaman is still a sea creature man who can dominate a normal human, gadget or not. You know what, that's fine I guess, at least they fixed that issue with the second movie. So yeah, Aquaman was pretty great, but it is not the best for me. Shazam. Okay, I also thought it was great. It has a pretty emotional core with orphan family stuff going on. The action is entertaining, and then it just got even better through the climax. So yeah, pretty awesome and really funny movie, and I love that. Great. Birds of Prey? I haven't seen this one, but I don't see myself watching it. Wonder Woman 84. Alright, next. The Suicide Squad 2. Okay, it's basically like the first one. Well, except I just found it better. And it's rated R, so I enjoyed it here and there. But I'm still not into the Suicide Squad, so that movie is not going to change my mind about these anti-heroes team. Average. Peacemaker. Yeah, I haven't seen that either, but I don't think I'm interested. Black Adam. Okay, I had heard some mixed reviews about this movie. Some people said Black Adam was good and they love it, but some people said it is not good and they straight up hated it. Well, for me, I thought Black Adam was pretty decent. The action is so fun to watch, and I like Black Adam as an anti-hero. Okay, although I did not like when Dr. Fate gets killed off in the movie. I was so pissed when they did that, because Dr. Fate is DC Doctor Strange. But overall, Black Adam was very awesome. And I do not care what you guys say. Great. Shazam Fury of the Gods. Well, I thought it was pretty great too. The action is bigger and well-paced. Well, it was almost as overwhelming as the Man of Steel, but it was overall a good time. Great tier. Okay, in case that you're wondering why I put it way in the bottom of great tier, well, I do have one problem with it, and that's when Wonder Woman just randomly showed up at the end of the movie. Like, this is just unnecessary, and there's no need for her to be in the movie. And the heck, she even showed up during the Flash movie, and even she has nothing to do with the story. Oh, and speaking of the Flash movie, it's time to talk about one of my least DC movies, which is the freaking Flash movie. The time travel stuff was just simple, and there are so much characters that they added in the movie and wasted, and the CGI is just awful. Well, on paper, it was cool with the action, but It was such a mess. Bad tier. Okay, Blue Beetle. Okay, it was a shame that nobody talks about this movie much because Blue Beetle is my favorite DC movie of the whole entire Zack Snyder DC Cinematic Universe. Okay, I know they took too long to develop their characters, but for how good the movie is, I quite did not mind it. It was very emotional with the family stuff. The action was awesome, and it was a good time, and I found myself to be caring about the main villain and his emotional backstory. So yeah, overall, Blue Beetle was perfect, and I don't see any problem with it. Amazing. Okay, last but not least, Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom. Okay, well that was the last DC movie before they have a reboot. And for the last DC movie, it was entertaining. I really liked it a lot. Although this movie has some flaws, but through and through that, it was one hell of a movie. Great tier. Well guys, that was it for today's video. Since the new Superman movie is coming up, well, the reboot version that will be coming out in the month of my birthday, I would like to see whether or not is going to kick Zack Snyder DC Universe butt, or it will just fail like it. Only gods will tell.